cops sometimes use language that's a little more colorful at times.
Yes.
And you are completely against
Colorful language?
yeah,
Yes,
colorful
I am.
language. And you would say to me, don't talk like this, don't talk like that. But it is what we are around at a constant time. So how do you put up with that, but yet draw a line when it comes to being at home? I tried the best I could, I think,
Did.
to not use the same kind of language I would use at work or whatever. But I put these on just so I can hear our voices. But how did you learn to tolerate that to a point? Because I know you had to after a while. I mean, you did, especially when you'd go on me with a ride along. You wouldn't say anything to me in front of people.
Not in front of people.
Why would you tell me not to talk that way? What's your reasoning for me not to talk that way?
First of all, there's no reason for it. 1, 2, like I've always told my kids, you sound like an uneducated person. When your colorful language is your verbs, adverbs, and nouns. And also, when you represent Jesus, the Lord, would you speak or act that way if he were standing next to you? And if the answer is no, then you shouldn't be doing it. And it doesn't matter whether it's your language or whatever, it's your attitude. It's your, what example are you giving to your kids? What example are you showing your wife? Because as the spiritual leader of the house, you are supposed to be leading me spiritually. And if you're not doing that correctly, that also interferes in how our relationship is and that kind of thing. And thankfully, I was raised in a strong Christian home that I was able to hold that strength in the Lord and be able to say to you, as your helpmate, say to you, no, you don't get to act like that. You don't get to talk to me that way. If you want to have a conversation and you want to have this discussion, you'll treat me like a human, not, like your wife, I should say, not like a human, but your wife and not your criminal.
Well, we're not going to be so prudish as to say, "Oh, you shouldn't swear, kiddies." I mean, you're talking about for us, for our family, the line that you drew.
Right.
So, would it be fair to say that for those who aren't us, what kind of line? And you already said it, but what kind of line do you draw? Let's skip the language because not everybody is like us.
Right.
But I was using that as kind of an example of things that you tolerated. But but let's talk to the spouse that they have to draw a line in the sand regarding fighting fair and you are not their criminal. How do you break that to them?
Everybody is going to be different. I'm not, John Smith, the cop, John Smith, I'm just making a name, isn't going to be Brian Gonzalez, so everybody, but as a spouse, your cop better than anybody out there. Them, their weaknesses, their strengths, their vulnerability, all of these things, right? And if you're not fighting fairly, you need to have a discussion with your cop and say, hey, if we're going to fight, everybody fights. Making up is the best part. So you got to have a good fight. But if we're going to fight, we need to be fair.